Are you ready to embark on an epic journey through the world of Zelda? I sure hope so. Get ready to sharpen your Master Sword and prepare to be amazed as we, Zelda crew, together uncover the secrets of the upcoming game, Tears of the Kingdom. The future of the Zelda franchise is at stake here, and the pressure is on for Tears of the Kingdom to live up to the success of the legendary Ocarina of Time. And in this video, I'm going to reveal 5 ways that Tears of the Kingdom must emulate Ocarina of Time's success in order to become a true classic. Grab your Hylian shield, your mirror shield, whatever you got, and join me as we explore the future of the Zelda franchise. Let's start out by talking about Ocarina of Time's engaging narrative and how Tears of the Kingdom could emulate it. Ocarina of Time had a captivating narrative that kept us invested in the game's story and characters. Tears of the Kingdom could learn from this and craft a narrative that is just as engaging and memorable. From the moment we boot up Ocarina of Time and are drawn into the world of Hyrule and the story of a young Link who is tasked with saving the land from the evil Ganondorf. Throughout the game, we are presented with a variety of memorable characters, such as the wise owl Gapura, the mischievous fairy Navi, and the mysterious Sheik, who all play extremely important roles in the story of Ocarina of Time. One of the biggest strengths of Ocarina of Time's narrative is its use of time travel as a central plot device. We are able to travel between the past and the present, which not only allows for a unique gameplay experience, but it also enhances the story. The past and the present versions of Hyrule are dramatically different, with the past being a peaceful land and the present being overrun by Ganondorf and his minions. This contrast adds so much depth to the story, and it makes our actions in the past have a significant impact on the present. Another strength of Ocarina of Time's narrative is the character development of the main protagonist, Link. Throughout the game, we see Link grow from a very young boy to a mature hero who is capable of saving the land of Hyrule. This development is reflected in the gameplay as we gain new abilities and items as we progress through Ocarina of Time, which allows us to gain access to new areas and solve more challenging puzzles. This progression not only enhances the gameplay experience, but quite honestly, it adds so much more depth to the character of Link, and it makes you and I feel a sense of accomplishment. Tears of the Kingdom could learn from this by creating a well-developed protagonist who starts off as a young and inexperienced character, but then develops into a hero capable of saving the land of Hyrule. This kind of development will make you and I feel a sense of extreme accomplishment and make the protagonist so much more relatable. The story of Ocarina of Time also features several memorable and emotional moments, like so many moments that I don't have enough time to cover in this video. One such moment, though, is the revelation of Sheik's true identity, which is a massive plot twist that adds an emotional layer to the story. At least it did for me. Another memorable moment is the final battle with Ganondorf himself, which is a fitting climax to the story of Ocarina of Time and is a satisfying conclusion to the journey of Link. Tears of the Kingdom could learn from Ocarina of Time's narrative by creating a story that is just as well crafted and captivating, if not better, with memorable characters, a well-developed protagonist, and emotional moments that make the game stand out and leave a lasting impression that you couldn't forget even if you wanted to. The use of time travel as a plot device, as seen in Ocarina of Time, could also add a unique and interesting element to the story of Tears of the Kingdom, which, based off the trailers that we have gotten, it does seem like time travel is going to be a thing. Overall, taking inspiration from Ocarina of Time's narrative could elevate Tears of the Kingdom and make it such a standout game in its own right. In my opinion, a fantastic tutorial is crucial for any game, not just the Zelda series, as it sets the stage for the rest of the journey and teaches the basic mechanics of the game. Ocarina of Time's tutorial is the GOAT and is a great example of how to do this effectively. The tutorial in Ocarina of Time begins with you controlling a young Link who is given the task of saving the Land of Hyrule from the evil Ganondorf. You are then introduced to the basic controls of the game, such as movement and combat, through a series of simple and efficient tasks and challenges. The tutorial is designed to be short and engaging with a clear progression of difficulty. It starts off with simple tasks such as cutting down the grass, collecting rupees, which are easy to understand and complete for any type of player that you are coming into this game. Now, as the tutorial progresses, you are introduced to more advanced mechanics, such as using the shield and using the jumping attack, for example. These mechanics are introduced gradually, so you have a ton of time to learn and master them before moving on to more challenging tasks in the game. I think one of the strengths of Ocarina of Time's tutorial is the way it seamlessly integrates gameplay and story. The tutorial serves as the first dungeon in the game, and as you progress through it, you are also introduced to the basic plot of Ocarina of Time. The tutorial takes place inside the Great Deku Tree, which serves as the first dungeon in Ocarina of Time. By the time you reach the boss, you have, for the most part, already learned the basic mechanics of the game and are ready to take on the challenge, the boss fight. The tutorial also serves as an introduction to the game's puzzle-solving mechanics, and we're going to talk about this way more in depth later in the video. You are presented with simple puzzles such as pushing blocks and lighting torches that gradually become more complex. These puzzles are designed to teach you the basic principles of puzzle solving, such as how to use the items and sort of how to manipulate the environment. By the end of the tutorial, you're going to have such a good understanding of the game's puzzle-solving mechanics, and you're going to be ready to take on even more challenging puzzles throughout Ocarina of Time's story. Trust me, they get way harder, I promise. Ocarina of Time's tutorial is just such an excellent example of how to effectively teach the basic combat mechanics of the game. It is short, it's engaging, and progresses in difficulty gradually. The tutorial also seamlessly integrates gameplay and story, and it serves as an introduction to the game's puzzle solving. Tears of the Kingdom could definitely learn from Ocarina of Time by creating a tutorial like this that is just as effective in teaching the basic mechanics of the game and introducing the story and puzzle-solving mechanics in a seamless and more engaging way. And by the way, if you're new here, my name is D-Rock and I create Zelda content like this and so much more here. So if you're enjoying the content so far, remember to subscribe and keep it locked in right here for all things Zelda. I think a sense of discovery can help Tears of the Kingdom stand out by creating a sense of intrigue and excitement. Hear me out. It can make Tears of the Kingdom feel more immersive and engaging, as you will feel like you are uncovering new and hidden elements to the game world. This can lead to a more satisfying and rewarding gaming experience, I think. Additionally, a sense of discovery can also increase replayability, which is a massive complaint in the Zelda community. That's one of the complaints I have as well as a Zelda fan, as you may want to explore and discover new elements of the game world on multiple playthroughs. Totally understandable. A sense of discovery can also be used to add depth and complexity to the game world and its characters. An example here could be that you may discover some new information about a character's backstory or motivation that gives you a deeper understanding and connection to that specific character. This can make the game more emotionally impactful and way more memorable. And I think Ocarina of Time just nails this perfectly. Another way that a sense of discovery can be used in a game is to add an element of mystery or intrigue to the game's story. An example here could be that you may uncover clues or information that hint at a larger conspiracy or plot that you must unravel as you progress through the game. This can make the game way more engaging and add a sense of purpose to each and every decision you make. Overall, I just think a sense of discovery can be a powerful tool for game designers to create an immersive and more engaging gaming experience. It can add depth and complexity to the game world and its characters, increase replayability, and make the game more memorable and emotionally impactful. They did it with Ocarina of Time, they can do it even better with Tears of the Kingdom. Another key element of Ocarina of Time is its emphasis on puzzle solving. A lot of the time in Ocarina of Time, you must use your wits and problem-solving skills to progress through the game, solving puzzles and overcoming obstacles. Tears of the Kingdom can learn from this by incorporating similar elements of puzzle solving, challenging you to think critically and creatively to progress throughout the game. Breath of the Wild did this okay, but I just wasn't a fan of the shrines. Just attack me in the comments if you will, I was just not a big fan. One of the ways Tears of the Kingdom can then learn from Ocarina of Time in terms of puzzle solving is by incorporating a variety of different types of puzzles. Ocarina of Time has a diverse range of puzzles that include physical challenges such as climbing and jumping, as well as brain teasers, which I'm not a fan of those ones because I'm not exactly Einstein, such as solving riddles or manipulating objects to solve puzzles. By including a variety of different types of puzzles, I feel Tears of the Kingdom can keep you so much more engaged and challenged throughout the game. Another way Tears of the Kingdom can learn from Ocarina of Time is by making puzzle solving an integral part of the gameplay. In Ocarina of Time, puzzle solving is a core aspect of the game, and it's used to progress through the story and unlock new areas. Similarly, Tears of the Kingdom can use these puzzle solving cues as a way to progress through the game and unlock new areas and secrets, making it an essential part of the gameplay. Tears of the Kingdom can then learn from Ocarina of Time as well by making puzzles that are not only challenging, but also intuitive. The puzzles in Ocarina of Time are designed to be challenging without being frustrating, right? They're often intuitive, making it easy for you to understand what they need you to do, and the game provides you with enough information to solve them. I think that by designing puzzles that are challenging yet intuitive, Tears of the Kingdom can ensure that you are engaged and motivated to progress through the game. Ocarina of Time features a memorable and iconic soundtrack that adds to the game's atmosphere and immersion. Tears of the Kingdom can learn from this specifically by incorporating a memorable and fitting soundtrack that enhances the game's atmosphere. In terms of music, Ocarina of Time is known for its iconic and memorable soundtrack that adds to the game's atmosphere. The game's soundtrack is composed of a mix of orchestral and traditional instrumentation that creates a unique and fitting sound that matches the game's story and setting. The use of music in Ocarina of Time is also interactive, as you can use the iconic ocarina to play different songs that have different effects in the game, such as opening new areas, solving puzzles, or even changing the time of day. This isn't something that is limited just to Ocarina of Time. There's plenty of games in the series that use musical instruments in a very interactive way. Tears of the Kingdom can learn from this by incorporating a memorable, fitting soundtrack that enhances the game's atmosphere. I feel like the game's music can be used to create different moods, emotions, depending on the scene or location. Tears of the Kingdom's music can also be used to immerse us in the game's world by making it feel so much more alive and way more realistic. This is one of the biggest complaints of Breath of the Wild, is that the music was just dead and it gave you that sense of you were completely alone, which I guess it's understandable given the context and the plot of Breath of the Wild. Anyways, Tears of the Kingdom can incorporate a similar interactive aspect of music like Ocarina of Time by giving us the ability to play these instruments or songs that have different effects in the game. Pretty sweet. Be sure to check out this Zelda video next, because in this video, I go over another huge reason why Ocarina of Time is widely considered the best Zelda game ever made. Much love, Zelda crew. Be the light, and remember, it's dangerous to go alone, so click this Zelda video next and talk to you over there.